Hey guys, it's Jason. I'm going to be walking you guys through the save and save as commands in Photoshop, and just a couple of the differences that are in those different options for you, so you understand how to save your files properly and efficiently. So I've got a layered file here, and we can see that with these layers. I've got a couple of the layers turned off, but I'll just leave those turned off for now because they don't really matter. So let's walk through this save and save as command. So if I go to File, Save, or Save As, I am not going to click the Save command because this is a file that I've been working with. It's a live file for a client. And I'm going to go through the Save As command, but I'll tell you the differences between these two. So the Save command basically takes what you last saved your file as, and it will save over that existing content. So this file is called SS Chasing What Matters Layered. So I've named my file Layered so that I know that this is my native file, my layered file that has all of my information in it. And I could click save and be okay, but I have deleted a couple of layers for the purpose of this. So if I clicked save and I had gotten rid of those layers, that I would be losing those layers, okay? So it's important to note that if you save over something and you've deleted layers or other content, you will lose that content. It works very similar to other software you guys are familiar with, like Microsoft Word and other things like that. So I'm going to go through the Save As command because this is going to give me a couple of options, and it uniquely links me into the Save a Copy command. So a lot of people think you have to click on the Save a Copy command in order to get to some of the other file formats, but actually you can go to File, Save As. Okay, on a Mac it's a Shift. I think it was Shift S. Hang on, I might be backwards here, guys. Before I tell you the wrong thing, yeah, Shift Command S. Sorry, I do that all the time in my head. So let's go to File, Save As. And I'm going to click in this Valencia folder because this is where I'm saving all this stuff for you guys. And up here at the top is where I can name my file. All right. Now I have this file. I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick save as so it saves inside of this. And then I'm going to do the save as one more time. Notice my file that I just saved 5 seconds ago was right here. I want to name this now SS Changing What Matters, but instead of layered, I'm going to name this flat. Okay. Now I can go through and say this is a Photoshop file. It doesn't matter if I name it flat, it's going to save the layers inside of it. But in this case, I do want to go through and say this is a flat file. So my formats here for layered files are these three. And this is where I'm going to show you guys how to get into that Save a Copy command. Because if you're looking for things like JPEGs or PDF, I'm sorry, not PDF, PNG, other flat formats, you're going to have to go into this Save a Copy format. Okay? And that kind of flashes this weird window that often startles people, so don't be worried about that. But I am naming my file flat. If you notice in this module, we've really posted to you guys and really pointed out that you should be naming your files properly, okay? So you saw me save the layered file real quick. I just saved it as Photoshop. I'm going to go in here since I have the Save a Copy command. Notice it gives me this nice new option here where I can save with layers or without layers. So I could technically save a Photoshop file without layers. Be careful, guys. Please be careful here, because if this is unchecked, you will not have any layered information. And you'll be coming back saying, I know I saved it with layers. I know I saved a Photoshop file. Guys, no, no, no. If you're saving a Photoshop file, leave that box on. You don't want to discard the information that you worked so hard to create. But in this case, I'm done. So I'm going to go through and save this as one of these formats. A lot of these formats don't matter to you, but the one format that I am going to save with real quick here is a JPEG, because that's what my client has requested. So I'm naming it the same thing. Guys, please, I'm not leaving it labeled untitled. I'm not, naming it something that doesn't make sense to me. I'm naming it the same as the Photoshop file, just in a different format with a different ending on it, okay? I like to use dashes and underlines in order to annotate what my file should be and what it is, okay? So with that, I know this is the flat version, so I'm going to label it flat, JPEG. I click save, and this is going to give me a couple of options. Each one of those file formats is going to give you slightly different options, which I'm not going to get into. I know that I want this to be a really high quality file, so I'm going to go through and bump this up to maximum. But if you're trying to save file space, then you don't have to do maximum, okay? So I'm going to click OK. And that saves my file. So now if I jump back in, let me see if I can get this open, and I can get to Valencia. Now you can see that I have a layered Photoshop file, which is 22 megabytes, and I have a flat file, which is 807 megabytes. That tells me that this file has a lot less information in it than this layered PSD. So hopefully this helps you guys and clears up some of the saving issues. If you have questions, feel free to reach out.